Thanks for joining us again for Together Goshen Day. This is Caleb Longenecker-Fox. I work with the Alumni Office. So glad to have Kevin Miller here. We were trying to get the president on the line, but it sounds like she's busy. We've got the next best thing. Thanks for joining us, Kevin.
Glad to be here, Caleb. How are you?
Doing well, doing really well. So what have you enjoyed most about fundraising and being an advocate for the college in that way, or something that's maybe surprised you about being a fundraiser, an official fundraiser?
Right, right. I think what I've been most struck by is how satisfying it is to meet people who, some of them have just started giving to Goshen College, others have been doing this for their whole adult career, ever since they, in the case of alumni, ever since they left Goshen, they have recognized that how valuable that college education was to them, specifically the Goshen education. And they've made commitments year after year after year. And so it's just been fun to meet some of those folks and hear their stories and be able to sort of share the value of what we're doing at Goshen College.
That is awesome. Yeah, it's so neat. It really is fruitful work. And I'm amazed too when I see those donors who have been giving for 40, 45, 50 years. It's tremendous legacy that they have. I'm curious if you have a particular story or connection that you've made with a donor in the last year that has really stood out to you in your mind of a special moment.
Yeah. No, um, I got to be in Phoenix and Tucson last fall, and I was there for another reason. But while I was there, I decided to talk with Roger Nofsager, that's whose area that is, and he said, yes, by all means, visit as many folks as you can get. And I met some really great folks there. And each time when I sit down with them, it was just nice to hear their story about what Goshen College means to them. And it allowed me to affirm their annual giving, which, so in many cases, that might be to the GC Fund or to the Music Center or WGCS or student aid in some form or another. And so in those visits, I always reinforce how valuable that support is. I talk about it like it's the foundation upon which we do our other fundraising. And it's so helpful to have that coming in every year that we can count on and that students will rely on. It makes a quality education affordable for students, and that's what we're all about. Having reinforced that sort of foundation annual giving, then I talk about other projects that might be going on at the time that are one-time projects or special and short-term. And it's nice to invite folks to consider whether they'd like to help with those projects because, right now we're doing the communications project, bringing together WGCS, the record, Globe, the TV studio, getting those all co-located. That's a one-time project in the sense that it's happening right now. We hope to have that thing open by fall, and it's just really exciting to see the energy around it. But in this particular case, I was chatting with somebody in Phoenix, and he asked me, he said, have you heard about this Teach Elkhart County thing? And I had just read about it the week before. It was out in one of our news blurbs. And I asked him what he knew about it or why he was interested in that. And he just said he himself had not gone through education, but he knows the value of it. And he was especially interested in that project because it is designed to recruit students of color from within Elkhart County and incentivize them to join with one of our local schools after they graduate and be a teacher right here in Elkhart County. But it was an energetic conversation because he knew about it a little bit. He wanted more information, so we could talk about that some. When I got back to campus, I called up our professor in education, Kathy Meyer-Reimer, and she gave me a bunch more information about it that I could then send back to Phoenix. And it's just a nice role to be in, to let donors know about some of the fun projects that are going on campus. So that was a good weekend.
So I'm fortunate enough to have an office right next to you when we're working together. Curious what your experiences are working in the garden level of the ad building.
Yeah. Yes, the euphemistically called garden level basement of the ad building. Well, it would potentially not be a very attractive office because there are no windows in it. But as you said, it is next door to you, and then I've got Trisha Handrich on the other side, and Dan Kuplichty is right over here. So I tell you, that gives me energy every time I come into the office because you guys rock. I love working with you guys. And I've really felt the lack of that in the last month since we've been working at home, not able to, we can see each other on Zoom calls, and that's great. But I really look forward to getting on top of this pandemic so that we can gradually get back to seeing each other in person in the office. So yeah, no, that's just a good place to leave it because I've really enjoyed my coworkers and the spirit of helping keep each other motivated and hearing each other's stories about connecting with donors or friends of the college to help make this whole thing work.
Absolutely. And I think your point about solidarity and standing with each other during these periods of potentially isolation. I know we have a lot of alumni and friends who are going through serious isolation periods right now. And I think that is a great testament to the reason behind Together Goshen Day and what we're doing today.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I just want to thank you for all your energy on this because Together Goshen works. It's beautiful.
Together we are Goshen. Well, thanks so much, Kevin, for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.